Why is it spinning? Okay. Yay! Hold on, we'll start the show.
Who the hell cares?
That's a liberal.
It's like saying, would you rather have wine or water?
Wine, a half inch means a lot sometimes.
Nobody likes to eat crow. Right.
Now I'm starving.
How much is the economy today? It's that much.
This pumpkin latte sucked, and I want to speak to your manager.
Objection, hearsay. Objection, leading. Objection, hearsay.
Where is that woman when Biden speaks?
Get out of here. His name is pronounced Joni. And that's the end of it.
That last hairdo.
What's that?
That last hairdo of you was when you just moved there. I think you're trying to fit in.
It's my Golden Girls hair. I've gone through like 60 billion hairstyles, and you are consistent the whole way through almost, except for, it just gets longer.
Blonde. It gets shorter.
It gets shorter, right? It gets shorter. Mine gets longer and more fuzzy, and yours gets shorter. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Right Stuff. Thank you for joining us tonight. Boy, do we have such a night for you. Jennifer, what a freaking week.
I'm on time.
You're on time. Let's see who else is here. Oh, there's a lot of people on time. Billy Nolan, he's all in. And Colleen Mahoney. Can't wait to see you, Kyle. And our OG, Lucille Chavone. How are you, Lucille? Good to have you.
My grandma.
Grandma Joe. Good to have you, Mom. And let's see, Gloria. Holy moly, we got them all tonight. Martini Jane. Okay, good for you, Gloria. Go. Is it olives or a twist, Gloria? And Andrew Dorman is with us tonight. Oh, and Aunt Lori.
We're losing viewers already.
What's that? We're losing viewers instantaneously. Hello. Angela Ricca is with us. And we have Beer Nuts with us over from our Bad Squad Patriots. Good to have you. Anthony Castone, how are you, Anthony? Olives. Gloria drinks olives in her martini. And Mickey T. Mickey 40. How are you, Mickey? All right. So, Jen, tell us about your week.
You know I never have anything good. I got a ticket before. That's it. And I told him I said, my husband's a police officer. He goes, so? And he wrote it anyway. Right. But he wrote red, and my truck is black. So, black, purple. So I think I can get out of it.
Well, I think you can, and maybe that's why he did that. Hello, Professor. Long time no see. Good to have you with us.
And he didn't, because he's given me a ticket in the exact same spot 3 times before.
So you think you would learn? Maybe. Hello, Ralph. How are you? All right. Our show tonight's called The Trump Factor. We have so much Trump news. We have Kamala news. We have Biden news. We have so many things to talk about. But I wanted to start off tonight's show by talking about what's going on right now in the Capitol Rotunda. Did you catch any of the news, Jen, today?
Today? No.
Well, in the Capitol Rotunda, a bunch of Free Palestine maggots are occupying the rotunda because Bibi Netanyahu is going to be there speaking tomorrow. And so they want to protest. And they've, for the second time, occupied the rotunda. And now we have bunches of Democrats, including Kamala Harris, who will not be attending the speech tomorrow that Bibi is making before Congress. So imagine that. Israel has been our ally for as long as it's been in existence. And Now we have Democrats refusing to attend the speech.
Well, she had a prior engagement.
Yeah.
So she's getting her hair done. But
getting-
she's pro-pal. I mean, she's been outspoken. She's been speaking about being against the war. So
Mhm. Well, and she's running for president. So if you're running for president and you're pro-Palestine and you're boycotting Bibi Netanyahu being in Congress, what message does that send to our ally Israel?
that you're an asshole.
Right out the gate, right out the gate. Well, this protester was not was very surprised to see that a lot of other countries do not share her same sympathies. Watch.
Free Palestine.
Hey.
I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry.
I'm in Israel. Free Palestine with her boobs hanging out. They'd be chopped off in Palestine.
Oh my God. I mean, just how stupid are they? And I mean, it's just, it boggles my mind how, pro-Palestine, no, they're pro-Hamas. And Hamas is a terrorist organization, and they believe, especially the ones with the nose piercings and everything else, and that are trans. They think that Palestine will embrace them, but we know differently.
Do not read Joshua Rubinek's comments, please.
Sean Miller, how are you, Sean? Good to have you with us. No giggler allowed. Yeah, it's just the hyena. There's going to be so many good memes out there about her. She doesn't speak, she laughs and babbles. She does indeed. I'd like to, I mean, I don't want to see her State of the Union address, although I do believe that he should step down right now, because if he can't run for president, then he shouldn't be running the country. And I know it would be horrible that she would be our first female president, but I know that running as an incumbent has some advantages, but I think that people need to stand behind the fact that we know that he is senile and he can't run this country. And I'd love to just see her with the pressures of the presidency. I'd love to see her collapse.
But she's not collapsing. It's not her running it.
Well, it will be. Well, listen, let me just say this to you. The fact that Joe Biden endorsed her was a big FU to the elites. I don't think he did it. I think it was his advisors that did it.
He doesn't even know he resigned yet.
Correct.
He has no idea.
But the fact that they did it and they said they endorsed Kamala, put the ones that were stabbing him in the back with the knife, put them in a corner. They had no choice but now to endorse Kamala. So it was a big FU to them because they wanted somebody else. And even though it's going to be an open primary, she's already collected enough delegates to do it. Why did they allow the Secret Service head girl to quit? Why was she not fired on the spot? Because the Biden administration doesn't fire anybody. Look at what happened in Afghanistan.
They didn't want to give her unemployment. That's it.
All I want someone to tell me what the hyena accomplished as VP. What was she? Destroyed the country. She was border czar. And right now, supposedly, there's a caravan lining up to get into the country.
They want to get in before Trump gets in. Yeah.
But yeah.
Smart.
Supposedly Kamala raised 81 million 24 hours, most in history. Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. You're right. They're already getting ready for the collect the ballot scheme. Absolutely. He's got to go now. I agree. I mean, I don't love the idea of her, being installed as president, but that's what you get. The country voted. This is what happened. So that's what you get. Different puppets, same puppeteer. No, Yes, she's taking all of Biden's people, but Biden, the people who are behind Biden, the elites didn't want him or her. So it's going to be interesting. There's, right now we're in the honeymoon phase. All the press is fawning over her. Oh, female, this, that, the other thing. Oh, she's so wonderful, charismatic. Just watch what happens. Obama is probably pissed. Oh, he's definitely pissed. He didn't endorse her. Who is head of Secret Service now? The deputy.
Biden.
No.
That's his new job.
The deputy director, Ryan somebody. Let's see. She hid how incapable Joe has been. She absolutely did. And it's going to come out. That question is going to come out a million times on the campaign trail. The only problem is that Trump has to campaign differently against her than he did against Hillary. People hated Hillary. People don't know Kamala that much. So he can't come out blazing. He can't. But first of all, Hillary was not as attractive as Kamala. She was seen as more masculine. So, and she was well hated. Kamala is maybe well hated by some, but a lot of people haven't been exposed to her yet. So he has to be real careful.
A lot of people just like her because she's black. That's exactly it. Like, because she's black, Asian woman, they think that she should run a country. If that's the fact, go out on the street then and pull a black Asian woman off the street. They're like what I'm saying. They're not saying anything good about her.
No,
everybody's just saying she's first female, first black, first Asian.
That's right.
You might as well just go on the street then and pull someone off the street because they vote for her.
Well, right now, those are the only buzzwords that they're using because she has no accomplishments under her belt. She had some as Attorney General in California, which she's going to draw on. But again, we don't have an agenda. She didn't put out an agenda. She didn't put out anything. We don't know what she's planning on doing. We don't know, nobody does, but they're all rushing to her, to
so they can abort their babies because that's the only thing they're saying, so that they can abort their babies.
Yeah. Dems thinks Harris will have a better chance of winning, but she couldn't even win her own state. Well, actually, a recent poll, and we have that here. Well, I'll just show you now. Cheeto said under oath she used an app for backdoor com to Biden White House, so she resigned. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Let's see. But
well, not for. No, sorry.
Good. No,
they put the Secret Service inside that building to protect it, not on the outside. Mm-hmm. Who's shooting from the inside?
The slope. I mean, the fact that she said that the slope was too high was everything you needed to know about her. I mean, that was the most ridiculous answer ever. What made her think of it? What made her say it is beyond me.
When you have nothing else to say, you think of the most ridiculous.
If you have nothing else to say, freaking say nothing. Say, look, we screwed up. That's it, but no.
She's so full of herself.
But it's not decided until the DNC, right? Keeping her on the ticket keeps donations thus far. Well, listen.
They can't transfer them now, can they?
What, the donations? Well, there's actually a process. She what they claim that they notified the FEC, but that was Sunday, so the FEC is closed on Sunday. So how did they notify that they have a new, a new campaign name?
Well, they probably knew Friday.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it was changed on Friday, but who knows? Maria Lupo. Hello, ladies. Hello, Maria. She locked up a lot of black people in shady deals. Yes, she did. Iran will have a bomb in 2 weeks. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Will Hunter Biden be the head of SF because he got away with bringing cocaine into the White House without any penalties? Gloria, they have no idea who brought the cocaine into the White House. No idea. Secret Service said they can't trace it. They can't.
What do you mean? It was Trump's from when he was in office.
It's the only way to contain load of donations plus matching funds she was gifted. So to speak otherwise, the money would have been lost. Well, you're right. They needed. She was part of the ticket. She's
I
covering.
wonder if some of that money was transferred over from Biden. They're counting it in on the 81 million.
No. It was actual donations that came in to that account because she was part of the Biden ticket. So it was both of their names were on it.
No.
So they just changed the name of the account. Full out shit show. Pray we don't get into a war. We're in 2 wars already, and Iran is going to make it just worse. She went to the same school as
Camellia? Was that her sister?
All right. So, any rate, Jen, you can talk over this, but I want you to see this. This is a great meme. It's so ironic that the angriest people on television are named Whoopi, Sunny, and Joy. That's from our patriotic deplorables. I thought that was fantastic. I mean, these 3, they had KJP on today, and they were, what's her? Joy was saying how she, hope Biden understood that this was for the good of democracy. And, they were kind of sobbing. Everybody who put a knife in Biden's back, kind of sobbing now. But anyway.
He's a hero, a true patriot.
True patriot. And by the way, did you know the day he withdrew from the race was Sunday, right? Do you know what Sunday, July 21st was? What day it was? National Ice Cream Day. Swear to God.
Double whammy on him.
Swear to God. National Ice Cream Day. All right. So we know last week this happened.
See something that said, take a look at what happened.
Move to spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move.
Up.
Move. Go.
Up. Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here, move it to spare.
Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready.
We ready?
Shooter's down. Shooter's down.
Are we good? Shooter's down. Are we good to move?
Shooter's down. We're good to move.
We're clear.
We're
Let's
clear.
move.
We're
Let's
clear.
move.
We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus.
Let me get my shoes.
Okay, let's shoot down. Let's shoot.
Watch out.
Wait.
Yes, I wish you could zoom in because behind him was a guy with like a hat. He had no idea what's going on at all. He was just standing there looking around. Nobody ducked really. Everybody was standing up.
It's amazing that, I mean, if you look at some of those people in the crowd, they were ready to jump in. They were ready to help. These are badass people, for sure.
Unlike January 6th when people cry rape.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
5,000 feet away from
Right. It wasn't even in the building. Right.
He was being raped.
They were going to kill me. They wanted to kill
She's
me.
hiding under her desk from people with horns
Right.
running around with a fur vest. Calm down.
Well, but did you see that this happened afterwards?
Now, look, I mean, there's obviously a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. I mean, the historic events over the weekend. And I mean, on a personal note, it's, seeing Donald Trump get up after getting shot in the face and pump his fist in the air with the American flag is one of the most badass things I've ever seen in my life. But look, I mean, it's, and I think, look, it's, at some level as an American, it's like hard to not get kind of emotional about that spirit and that fight. And I think that's why a lot of people like the guy.
Was that Mark Zuckerberg? So that means all the Trump ads will be passed now.
Well, I don't know about that, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, everybody. That video of Trump, the reason I showed it again today is because it's now buried and people are forgetting it, right? Because they changed the narrative. They changed out the candidate against him, and now the whole press is talking about, oh, Kamala, she's fabulous, she's this and that. We can't let it happen. Everybody needs to put that clip on all of your social media at least one time a day.
Good
from
luck.
now until the election, because we can't let them take that off the screen. We must let people see.
If you don't think that's going to be it's not going to be his commercial.
It might be, but we need to help. We need to play assist. We need to play assist. Everyone involved with Biden's administration are dirty. Yes, they are. I can't believe that they donated so much to her. Blows my mind. Yeah, well, they were looking for a savior. The ship was spiraling. It was going down, and so they changed out the candidate and they changed the narrative and they changed the news cycle, and that's why it's very important. Everybody needs to show that clip of Trump, standing up, that iconic picture. Once a day, post it to your social media. Flood your social media with that picture.
Buy a T-shirt from Scott Lebedo.
That's right.
There you go. ScottLebedo.com. Well, Trump now has his painting of him doing this.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
So, and I know he has something on there because I keep getting his Shopify bills, and shipping alone was like $1,200 a day. So I know he's selling something. I know he's selling something on there.
He's selling prints.
And T-shirts, I guarantee you.
But the same way, Scott got involved and helped out. We all have to do it. I'm sure that 84 million was from Biden Harris, also at least 50% Smurf money. Yeah, Smurf money. Oh my God. Yeah. We need to help them out, because they are going to, there's going to be a honeymoon phase. Let's take away the honeymoon phase. Side chicks are getting some play. Yeah. Well, can you imagine she was with Montel Williams, not even singularly. He had 2 dates, 2 women on his arm. She was one. So you go from being Montel Williams' date to becoming the vice president of the United States
and being married to the biggest super white guy you can imagine.
Yeah. But, literally, they are going to he's going to step down. I'm telling you now, he's going to step down because they want to give her the incumbent advantage. 100%. But could you imagine I don't want to say it, but come on. How lucky can you be? Ice cream day. Yep. National Ice Cream Day. Look what the Romans did to Caesar. Yeah. Well, it's amazing. And everybody's out there now saying, oh, Joe Biden's illustrious career. He's so wonderful. All the ones that called for him to resign to save
He did amazing things. If he did amazing things, he'd still be in the race.
Yeah. Yeah, if he had the most votes in the history of the United States and lived up to those votes, he'd still be in the race.
One messed up night is not going to make somebody take you out. Everybody deserves a messed up night. Trump had a bad, according to people, that was a bad one for him too.
Well, it wasn't great. It just wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't bad. Just wasn't great. Yeah. Well, of course they need to glom onto whatever they could. They could have started a civil war. Yeah, they could have. They changed the cover of Time magazine. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't get Time magazine. Was Trump on the cover? I hope so. I
think he means they changed it to Kamala.
Oh, from the Trump picture. That makes sense. Once she starts speaking, people will see she delayed and simple. Yeah, well, you think so. But considering that most of America speaks in 180 characters, I don't know about that. All my childhood, I saw my parents suffer the narratives. History is repeating itself, 100%. Making your profile pic. You know what? Good idea. I met him the other night, Jen. He was at Blue Pearl.
Scott.
Scott, yeah. Love the painting, yeah. Oh, Peter is coming to us from two areas. Okay, everybody, remember if you're on Twitter, please retweet. Please retweet. Isn't her husband Jewish? Emhoff is his name. That's what we're calling her, Camilla Jack. Oh my gosh, really? Yeah, maybe he is Jewish, but they're not.
I don't think she got the joke. Jack him off.
I did. I didn't want to read it.
That you didn't want to read? That's what you choose not to read? Okay.
Okay. Screw me. Well, but let's just say that even though Zuckerberg, was so enamored of what happened with Trump, Yahoo News wasn't so much. Look what they did to this guy. Just watch closely and listen.
Hey guys, this is Yahoo News. This is how the leftist media is stopping our voices. Watch what happens when I type in Trump. Let's spell it right, Vinny. Trump 2024. Post it. Oh my God. Some members of the community may find your comment inappropriate. What's inappropriate about that? Okay, that's fine. Check this out. Biden 2024. Oh, that went through no problem. This is exactly what's happening, guys. This is first-hand proof of us getting silenced.
Wow.
Yep. They're still doing it. They're still doing it. I mean, thank God Elon stands for free speech on X, but everywhere else, it's still that game. Still that game. I saw on a Pick X about Kamala from deep throat to deep state. Oh, crap.
That you read out.
Well, deep throat to deep state is okay. Debate. She will fail as now she's reading bumper stickers. Lol, she is. How are you, Johnny Collins? Good to have you with us tonight. She is reading bumper stickers. My concern is that the Democrats have a great GOTV. Republicans can't get out of their own way. Well, it's true, Angela. It's true. Thank you for joining us, Angela Olsen. We all have to sign up. Go to DonaldTrump.com. Sign up for Election Day ballot security. And remember, it doesn't start only on Election Day now. It starts, different states.
They start stealing the ballots now.
Well, I call it ballot collecting. This way we don't get thrown off. Can we have a moment of silence for Corey Comparatori, who took the bullets meant for President Trump protecting his family? Indeed, we did it last week. Let's do it now. God bless the Comparatori family. And the money Harris received is Biden's money. First of all, the media is trying to sell off a bag of shit. No, Johnny, she was part of that. It was the Biden-Harris campaign. So, she gets to keep it. Oh, I'm so glad. We love you too, Johnny. Thank you. She gets to keep it because she was part of it.
Part of the asshole.
Yeah, part of the asshole. So just a reminder, of what happened, right, last week as the knives went into Joe Biden. Let's just see.
Thank you, Joe. It's time to go.
Tonight calls on President Biden to drop out of the 2024 race, extending beyond Capitol Hill.
We are ready to unite behind a new nominee.
Biden is losing.
Protesters at the White House today,
When we fight, we win,
urging the president to pass the torch. As NBC News learns that Mr. Biden's allies are warning party leaders that efforts to push him out are undemocratic, all while he continues recovering from COVID at his Rehoboth Beach, Delaware home. New tonight, sources telling NBC News Bill and Hillary Clinton are privately supporting Mr. Biden's repeated vow to stay in the race. While two people familiar with former President Obama's thinking say he has concerns about his former vice president's candidacy. All of this as sources familiar with the Biden family's conversations tell NBC News there are ongoing discussions about what the president's exit might look like if he were to drop out. The divide among Democrats only widening as more than 30 lawmakers call on the president to step aside without agreeing on a replacement.
If President Biden decides to step back, we have Vice President Kamala Harris, who is ready to step up to unite the party.
He didn't even have COVID. They told him he had COVID, so that he stood out of the way.
All right, listen, he's not done anything for himself since the day that he announced for office. This has all been puppet. It's a Wizard of Oz scheme. It's don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Well, all of his advisors were running this country, still are running this country, and and they still will remain because Biden, whether it was him or his advisors, decided to name Harris against everybody's will, and so now he had the last laugh. So she's taking the entire Biden camp with her. So let's see. Trump campaign filed the complaint with the FEC about the Harris campaign finances. I'm sure he did.
I can't wait to read them because I'm sure you'll find a lot of Palestinian backed donations.
You might. It's a good point, Jen. You might.
You have to look at every single one.
I think you should. All right. So on National Ice Cream Day, this happened.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and we have some breaking news as President Joe Biden has just announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race. This happening just moments ago. You are taking a look at the letter that he has just issued.
They're like, sign this letter. It's for National Ice Cream Day, Joe.
Ice cream for everybody.
Ice cream! Dropped out.
I'll sign it. I mean, now just to answer me this question, do you think they knew it was National Ice Cream Day when they did that?
They probably lied and said that letter was about national. He signed it into Congress as a national holiday. He's like, sure, I'll sign it. As he was sick with COVID.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even.
And not for nothing, if you have COVID, who came around you to sign the letter?
Well, that's it. He was huddled with 4 of his closest advisors, and by the way, none of them were Kamala. 4 of his closest advisors, none of them Kamala, to make the decision that he was going to drop out of the race. And apparently, he called her just hours beforehand and told her he was going to endorse her. She was not at all prepared for it. So, yeah, National Ice Cream Day. Look it up. It's crazy. All right, so let's take a look. Remember, Kamala was running for president, and she didn't even get one delegate. But let's take a look at her on the trail because there's some interesting things that were said while she was on the trail.
Under the previous administration, the Secretary of Homeland Security designated elections as critical infrastructure of the United States. Now let's speak another truth. Russia interfered in the election of the President of the United States. A bill that I have, and it is because of the very nature of the issue, which is not just bipartisan, it is nonpartisan. A co-sponsor on it is a Republican from Oklahoma. His name is James Lankford. The bill came about because he and I were the only 2 United States senators to serve both on Homeland Security and Intelligence at the same time when we decided that we needed to do something. And so we have proposed that part of the investment in infrastructure has to be upgrading the infrastructure of states around elections. Because guess what? As it turns out, for all that technology has brought us, good and bad, the best and most secure way to conduct elections, paper ballots. Because the way that I say it, kind of half joking, Russia can't hack a piece of paper.
Personal, and I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of 2 United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the 2nd class to integrate her public schools. and she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me. So I will tell you that on this subject, it cannot be an intellectual debate among Democrats. We have to take it seriously.
Paper ballots.
Paper ballots. And yet there's a bill right now that the Republicans have put through about paper ballots and all that other stuff, but she's opposed to it now. It's amazing what becoming somebody's puppet.
What cheating shows you. When you can win when you cheat, you will forever defeat.
This is true. The professor says they censored all the photos of the shooter except one from 8th grade. Yeah, some other things that the Congress was briefed on was that he had 3 overseas social media accounts. But we don't hear much about that anymore because they changed the narrative. They changed it. We don't hear anymore about Iran having a hit out on Trump. We don't hear any of that anymore because right now the news cycle is Kamala, Kamala, Kamala. That's why we have to keep the shooting for front and center in everybody's mind. Trump shouldn't be doing it. We should be doing it. And another thing, Trump shouldn't be talking about Kamala at all. If I was Trump, hello, if you're listening, Trump campaign, let J.D. Vance talk about Kamala. You don't talk about Kamala, Donald Trump. You talk about what you did for this country. You talk about you took a bullet for democracy. You talk about the border. You talk about that. Don't talk about her. Talk about your accomplishments. Let JD speak about her. This way, it reduces her back to vice president and keeps her there. Keeps her as a vice president in people's minds. That's my 2 cents as a campaign advisor. What do you think, Jen? Okay, great. Thank you. Did Disney make a robot of Biden so when he has to appear in public, they can control what people say? Yeah, well, AI is doing that right now. Do you notice that Joe Biden's eyes, you saw him in that clip, and his eyes were clear and blue. Do you notice now when you see him, his eyes are black?
He looks like a dead deer.
His eyes are black.
I've been saying that. They're set back and dead.
Yeah, yeah. Any new Dem president will still be a WEF scripted puppet. Well, absolutely. Absolutely they will. That's the whole thing is the elites have control of that party. And when did George Clooney become the be-all and end-all of the Democrat Party? When did he become the spokesman?
When Nespresso dropped him. You need another gig. Obviously.
The guy that sells an espresso, he's now speaking for the greatest country in the world. He's making decisions for the Democrat Party.
Well, he made a decision about your morning caffeine, so relax.
Yeah. So it's not a far reach for go from your morning coffee to please.
To your morning Joe.
Excellent, Jen. Oh my God. Yeah, a letter is how you step down. Right. I mean, not that. So you had COVID. So you couldn't address the nation from wherever he was, his beach house.
We need to find other video, the other 5 times he had COVID after his vaccinations.
Yeah, really.
And see what he did then.
Yeah, really. You should. That's a good idea. She didn't get a delegate, but she was running against Dems, not Trump. She'll get votes because she isn't Trump and because she's what you and I know as a woman. Yeah, well,
Hold on, read that because my microwave keeps beeping.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on.
Joe is wondering what her hair smells like. Oh my God. Why didn't she giggle then? Yeah, I don't know. Is all I want to know. I want that paper ballot thing played 1,000,000 times on social media. Everybody play it 1,000,000 times. She said it. She was a moderate before she became Joe Biden's running mate, and she became all woke and crazy. She can't go backwards now, but that's what she was.
She's Joe Biden's bitch. Joe Biden's bitch.
Yeah, really. Instead of Biden's bitch Betty. Trump needs to ignore any verbal attacks from Harris, and he needs to not give any either. I like that idea. Trump should just ignore Harris. That will piss them off. Yes, exactly. That they're expecting him to go after her. Let Vance do it. He needs to concentrate on his record. Hakeem Jeffries on the ticket. I don't know what. They're saying he might be VP, but who did they put in charge of it? Oh, the former AG. What's his name?
He's going to pick a white man. She's going to pick a white man.
Obama's AG. Why can't I think of it? Oh God. God, I have Biden syndrome. Anyway, he's heading up the VP search. When De Niro took a shit, Hollywood, all of a sudden, Hollywood is telling us about politics. Are you freaking kidding
Taylor Swift is telling us.
Yeah, Taylor Swift is deciding to tell us about politics.
She can't even keep a boyfriend, but she's going to tell us how to vote.
Yes, I have watched Hillbilly Elegy. I watched it yesterday. It's great. It's on Netflix. Everybody watch it. Good story. Very good story. Can't wait to see Biden speak next. He's a lot worse than before. Tomorrow, I think 8:00, he's going to speak. Said for years to look at Joe Biden's earlobes. Some pics show he has hanging earlobes, and then another picture shows earlobes that don't hang. I'm sorry, I find that funny. Look at his earlobes. Send me the link of her saying it. Of her saying what? The paper ballots? Okay. It was on C-SPAN. Johnny Collins, excellent. Yes. She'll pick a white man, but not Shapiro. Right. right. I watched it yesterday too. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have? So here's her at the debate, and here's her and an exchange between Kamala and Tulsi Gabbard.
Response. I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately.
Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris confronting Vice President Biden at the last debate. You called it a, quote, false accusation that Joe Biden is a racist. What's your response?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. That would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about reentering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken, that I am an advocate for what we need to do to not only decriminalize, but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. Your response,
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who are on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
And now Newsom's one of the probable BP picks, and he lets everyone out, and everyone do whatever they want.
That they can't do that for the same reason they couldn't put Marco Rubio in there from the same state. Let's see. I have several pictures of Joe Biden's face broken down into fragments, and it's changed drastically over the years. Yeah, I can. I listen. The job is not an easy one for a young man, for somebody his age and with his problems. You know, I don't know. She's high now. Yeah, she's high. Tulsi bent Kamala over, and well, yeah, she did, Mickey. You're babbling, indeed. This needs to be replayed over and over again. Well, do it. We're on YouTube. You can share it. You can share it over and over. Okay, and now and then she becomes vice president, and this happens.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. And
do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, you know, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
That needs to be replayed over and over again.
I'm a woman and I'm wearing a
blue suit.
A blue suit. He had a look.
Well, I'm sorry, Kamala. That identifies as gray, so you're wrong. I'm offended. I only like gray suits.
Saying actually Savage is on video saying just the opposite of what? Qualified. Doesn't seem like the Democrats play by the rules anyway. They never play by the rules. What a great statement. Yeah. Oh my, yes. Play it over and over. You know, it's all out there. So it's all going to come out there. The blue suit one, that one, it's all over the internet. You know, so you got to rework it. I mean, resend it. You know, send it out. Let people see. All right. And then I want to just take us back a little bit because one of Kamala Harris's biggest cheerleaders is Alex Soros. Let's listen to what his daddy George had to say. This one is amazing that it hasn't had more play.
Which George Soros am I talking to now? The amoral George Soros or the moral George Soros?
It's one person. It's one person who at one time engages in amoral activities and at the rest of the time tries to be moral.
You're a Hungarian Jew who escaped the Holocaust by posing as a Christian.
Right.
And you watched lots of people get shipped off to the death camps.
Right. I was 14 years old. And I would say that that's when my character was made.
In what way?
That one should think ahead, one should understand and anticipate events, and one is threatened. It was a tremendous threat of evil. I mean, it was a very personal experience of evil.
My understanding is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes, yes.
Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
That's right. Yes.
I mean, that sounds like an experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many, many years. Was it difficult?
Not at all. Not at all. Maybe as a child you don't see the connection. But it created no problem at all.
No feeling of guilt?
No.
For example, that I'm Jewish and here I am watching these people go, I could just as easily be there, I should be there, none of that.
Well, of course I could be on the other side, or I could be the one from whom the thing is being taken away. But there was no sense that I shouldn't be there, because that was, well, actually, funny way, it's just like in markets. that if I weren't there, of course I wasn't doing it, but somebody else would be taking it away anyhow. In other words, whether I was there or not, I was only a spectator. The property was being taken away. So I had no role in taking away that property. So I had no sense of guilt.
He's way too honest. I'm like, way. He's like a vintage George Santos. Like not in the honesty way, but the sick, corrupt way.
The sick, twisted way, but he believes his own lies. But think about that. I'm an amoral guy sometimes, but other times I try to be moral. What?
When I can keep my own life, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll lie and steal and kill everyone else.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I identify as Michael Jackson. My pronoun are he. That's funny. DA and death sentence. Qualify. Oh, we got to go back up. Actually, Savage is on video saying just the opposite. Oh, I've heard be the DA and the death sentences. Everyone needs to tag people in your post to circumvent shadow banning. Absolutely. Please. Why is Soros not in jail for election interference? Well, who's going to put him there? Who was going to put him there? He was the one who got rid of every district attorney, almost every district attorney, got rid of cash bail, put us in the mess that we're in. Who was going to do it? The people that he supported? The man, bankrupted nations, and now he's trying to destroy ours. And his son is worse than he is.
You know what's funny? I wonder if somebody put like a legal action against Amazon or whatever, if you can trace who bought all those tents during the Palestinian sit downs at the colleges.
Yeah,
because it was him.
I think that listen, he funds so many nonprofits. He's got them funded all over the place, and that's.
But if you can track that, because every tent matched thousands and thousands of tents.
Yeah, the problem is he has enough money to scrub the internet. He has enough money to bribe people. He has he has enough money to do all of this. So will we ever get to the bottom, to the truth? Who's going to talk about it? If you Google George Soros, you see the media is defending him all the time, saying that these are lies told about him and blah blah blah.
He owns a paper secretly.
He does, not so secretly. He owns a lot of stuff, but the fact that he said that he's amoral and he doesn't think about the way he's there to make money, and whatever happens socially, it's a civilization, not his problem. Why did none of the other Jews point him out as being a Jew too? I can't answer that, Sean, but they sure should have, because he helped in the Holocaust. He supported it and he helped in it to save his own ass. But we know a lot of people did that, don't we? And we know a lot of people that are doing that now when they remain silent. There's a video out there of a professor teaching a class, and he as soon as he gets into class, he picks a girl and he says, "You get out of my class, don't come again, blah 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 blah." And the rest of the kids in the class all sit silent, and then she leaves, and she's devastated, and all the kids in the class are like, "What the hell happened?" And then he asks about what is law and order all about? And somebody says justice. And he says, yeah, justice. But none of you, what I did to your classmate was unfair, but none of you spoke up. Why? Because it wasn't affecting you directly. It was a brilliant little post, and everybody should, think about it. See if you could find it. I didn't clip it up, but it's traveling the internet.
Colleen wrote, how did the Soros make his money? He stole all the land from the Jews during the Holocaust.
You're right.
What do you mean?
I'm sure he got paid for pointing out the Jews. How convenient. Soros' son to marry Hillary Clinton's former advisor, Uma Abedin. Absolutely. And that's just, it's the craziest combination. All right. So here's the polls from last week. Trump-Kamala matchup.
Take a look at this new Quinnipiac poll. Donald Trump continues to lead in this race, 49-47 over Harris, rather. And this is in a head-to-head race. But when you put all of the candidates in, you make it a six-way race. It is a blowout. Trump is ahead of her by 4 points.
That's not huge.
Not huge, but for Democrats, they have to be ahead. They have to be ahead in order to win. As far as the presidency. So she had a rally today. This is interesting. She had it in a high school. We'll watch.
Hey, Dana. Well, if you can see behind me here, there's not a huge line outside of this high school. It's going to be in a high school auditorium where Kamala Harris is going to hold her first rally as a now presidential candidate. What does a rally look like for Kamala Harris? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. But I want to show you this because it looks a lot different than most of the rallies I've covered since I've been kind of following on Trump. It's only a few hours until Kamala Harris is set to be here, and there's like 20 people outside here.
It's like our show's viewership. And unimpressive, Kamala.
To be fair, she got 3,000 people into that high school auditorium. But yeah, 3,000 to Trump's average of 40,000. I think that we got a lot. I know we're coming up on the end of the show. All right, I want to show you this, and look what's happening with the ATF. They're going door to door to look for your guns. We were just talking about the Holocaust. Watch.
Okay, that's all I'm doing is verifying that you have it. You got 2 different purchases. Okay. If you have them, I'm out of here. That's how quick it is. Yeah. You have them with you by any chance? Are they? If you can unload them and bring them out, or you can go out to your foyer here, check them out, fight serial number, and we're out of here.
That's it?
Yep.
That's it. It'll take 5 seconds. The reason we're out here is we're obviously gun violence has been an uptick, so we want to make sure we've been having a lot of issues with straw purchases. So one of the things indicators that we get is somebody makes a large gun purchase, and then a lot of times we've been there like, oh, those guns got taken. We're like,
so the idea is when you purchase more than 2 guns at a time, it generates a multiple sale report. And it comes to us, and we have to check them out. That's all that is. You did nothing wrong. Did absolutely zero. I noticed that you were stopped in Philly, though, right, with one of your guns?
we'll wait. You feel more comfortable?
I'm okay. I didn't expect.
Oh no! Listen, it just came up. I'm telling you. That's why we came here. Look, there's an email from the federal side saying, hey, can you make sure this guy's got his gun? Now, if you recently just purchased a whole bunch of guns, if we can look at them and just scratch them off, and that way, because I know we're going to see this list again.
Yeah, we can just write which ones you just bought, and so we save a trip from coming back. We can just confirm that you have them. Right. Okay. Yeah. I'll go get them.
Okay.
Okay.
We will wait out here.
Okay.
We will stay out here.
Okay.
You can lock yourself in there.
My little boy in there and my wife.
No,
no. Listen, I understand. We'll stay out here. No big deal.
That's fine.
All right.
We'll stay out here.
All right.
Yeah, I'm playing. I'm playing.
They said if you had more than 2 guns, but they said he had 2 guns.
He had 6 guns.
Oh, he had 6? I missed that part.
But regardless, you bought your guns. There's an uptick in crime, so I'm coming to your house to check your guns.
If you sold them. If they were
no
stolen.
effing way. Without a warrant, you're coming to my house? I didn't do anything wrong. There's an uptick in violence. My gun wasn't used. Why are you at my doorstep asking to see my guns? Absolutely. Hell no. Hell no.
Well, that's like during COVID when they asked for your email address and your personal information. It's the same thing. They want your email address for the campaign.
No freaking way. What the hell was that all about? Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a legally purchased gun that your state allows you to have, nobody has the right to. I don't care. If it wasn't used in a crime, hell no. Hell no.
That's not on the application, is it?
No, it's not on the application. That you have to produce your guns for ATF agents.
When someone rings your doorbell.
Right, when somebody rings your doorbell. Look, and
wants to see your gun. That's even more dangerous than anything. Some weird guy came to my door and they see my gun. Boom, they took it. And now that.
Hell no, hell no, hell no. There's no law anywhere that says they can come to your door and demand to see your firearms. Bingo, 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 bingo. Listen, this is crazy stuff. And he was so sketchy. He kept on looking at the paper. He was
and
so
assuring him they were okay. When you
Yeah,
assure
yeah.
someone you're okay, you're not okay.
Exactly.
It's like the government when they tell you they're your friend, they're not your friend.
I'm here from the government and I'm here to help. Oh
no, you're not.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't juke me.
Ralph, you hit the nail on the head. He comes out with guns in front of law enforcement. They can shoot him. They can shoot him. Yes, indeed. And what's this? And I hear you got stopped in Philly. What? If you got stopped in Philly, then and he was let go. No. Simple. Come back when you have a warrant. 100%. 100%. Okay, so Menendez stepped down today or resigned. He's not giving back the gold though. And so did our, we already talked about it, Cheadles, and I still think that this is hysterical. Head of the Secret Service, Cheadles, shooter, Crooks. God is ironic. All right, so I think I will leave you with this little ditty. I hope that this is okay. I don't know. It was, oh gosh, I don't know. All right, here we go.
Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land spreading out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
North is where I'd rather stay. It's just allergic smelling hay. Just the door, penthouse view. Darling, I love you. Give me Park Avenue.
The George.
Touch George.
Cashier.
Trump Tower.
You are my wife.
Goodbye, city lights.
Green Acres,
we are there.
What did I just watch?
This was Trump, and I forget her name. Oh God, I was meant to write it down. The one from Will and Grace. What was her name? They were doing a bit for one of the press corps.
How funny, considering Will and Grace, the show.
Exactly. Well, she was always a Trump supporter on the show. So I thought we would end it there to show that Trump is indeed human and that people adored him before he came down that escalator in 2015. So, this is all BS. I mean, everything that they have is BS. And, they've managed to assassinate this man's character. What I find most interesting, too, is that a gunman tried to assassinate Trump, but somehow Joe Biden's career was murdered this week. Go figure. Go figure.
She was holding on to that all hour.
Megan McNally, that's it. Karen on Will and Grace, excellent. Okay, Jen, any last words? We're over again.
I'm good.
Okay, well, thank you to every
texts.
What's that?
All my work texts are coming through now at 8 o'clock.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. See you next Tuesday. If you're on Rumble, give us a Rumble and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, please give us a like and subscribe. Give the YouTube link to your friends, post it. We have little clips I do every week of the show. So if you don't want to send an hour long, you can send some of the little clips out. But help us to stay on the air. We appreciate it. And
it's like you're talking to Helen Keller. Stop.
Yeah. And if you're watching on X, especially, please, re-X us or whatever it's called. Okay. See you all next Tuesday. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here.